Now, the next chapter which we are going to study is the chapter of TDS. Everyone, let's take a quick linking. I have already given you a quick linking of the chapter. Yes, sir, you have gone ahead and given a quick linking. Let me go ahead and tell you again. Whenever goods and services are being supplied, supply can be interstate or intrastate. Interstate, IGST will be levied. Intrastate, CGST will be levied. Once GST is levied, it has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. How will he collect and pay? GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will go ahead and prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note. Now, you will go ahead and maintain your accounts and records, and you will go ahead and send the goods by e-way bill. Your liability to pay will come. You will go ahead and use your input tax credit. Remaining amount, you will go ahead and make the payment. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully over here. Now, along with the payment of taxes chapter is TDS and TCS ka chapter. See over here, everyone. When you read your payment of taxes chapter, I have told TDS and TCS will be credited to your e-cash ledger. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Now, we are going to learn TDS and TCS. Listen to me very carefully. TDS chapter, TCS chapter. Section number 49 we learned payment of taxes. Section number 50 we learned about interest. 51 is TDS, 51 is TDS, 52 is TCS. Listen, 51 में when you are doing TDS, 51 में TDS is 2%, 1% CGST, 1% SGST. 52 में when TCS is done, TCS is 1%, which is 0.5% CGST and 0.5% SGST. Remember always TDS 51 section but 2%. TCS 52 section but 1%. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Let's go ahead and understand the chapter of TDS. TDS section number 51. Sir, how important the chapter is? Listen to me very carefully. TDS and TCS is a B graded chapter. Why B graded chapter, sir? Alternate attempts, you will see 1 3-mark question comes. In my opinion, May 22, if I was the person setting the paper, either TDS or TCS, I would have gone ahead. Either of them say one question, I would have gone ahead and asked for 3 marks. So from my point of view, it becomes important. Let's get it started, everyone. For an example, there is a supplier. The supplier is the person who has gone ahead and made a supply to the government department. Always remember, supplier, if the supply is greater than 2.5 lakh rupees, he is going ahead and supplying to the government department. Taxable supply of goods or services. Sir, supply excluding tax, you have to see, excluding tax greater than 2.5 lakh rupees, and it should be taxable supply. Then, for an example, value of supply is 3 lakh, GST charge 27,000. Government department is over here. Government department, being the recipient of goods or service, has to go ahead and deduct TDS. Sir, who are the people who are required to deduct TDS? Always remember, person liable to deduct TDS. Very, very important. You should remember, you must remember. Department or establishment of central government, state government, or a local authority or governmental agencies who are there. These are the 3 people who are specified in the act itself who have to go ahead and deduct TDS. Number 1, Department of Central Government, State Government. Number 2, local authority. Number 3, governmental agencies. Now, sir, government has the power under D point that government can go ahead and notify the category of people who on the recommendation of council who are required to deduct TDS. Now, who are the people who are notified? Notification number 50/2018 and 57/2018 has been issued, which goes ahead and says, if you are an authority, board or any other body which is set up under an act of the parliament or the state legislature or established by the government where equity or control greater than 51% is with the government. Remember always, if you are a authority, board or any other body which is set up under an act of the parliament or state legislature or establishment of the government, and in this government ka equity or control is greater than 51%, either of them may government ka equity or control is greater than equal to 51%, then that authority, board or any other body has to go ahead and deduct TDS. If you are a society established by the central government, state government, local authority under the Societies Registration Act, then also you are required to go ahead and deduct TDS. If you are a public sector undertaking, you are required to deduct TDS. Now, No TDS if supply between A, B, C, D. Matlab, sir, this A, B, C, D, if they are supplying to each other, then Baba TDS provisions will not come. So, Department of Central Government, State Government, sir, Department of Establishment of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority, Governmental Agency, or this notified category, if they are supplying to each other, Baba, there will be no TDS applicable. Remember one thing, Ministry of Defense, although government department, but Ministry of Defense, whenever they are going ahead and receiving goods or services, they will not go ahead and deduct any TDS. Ministry of Defense, central government ka department, but they will not deduct any TDS. Sir, what do you mean by local authority? Local authority means panchayat, municipality, municipal committee, zilla parishad, etc. I've just gone ahead and told so that you know it. Municipality is known as the local authority. Done, sir. Point is clear. Now, whenever one person is going ahead and supplying to the government department, for an example, 3 lakh rupees ka supply, 27,000 rupees GST is charged. Government department being the recipient, they will go ahead. I have drawn Modi ji over here so that you remember for exam. Okay, government department they are talking about. Okay. Now, recipient is the deductor. They will have to first of all take registration. Always remember TDS deductor can go ahead and take registration on the basis of TAN or PAN number. It's a separate registration which is to be taken even if they are normally registered under GST, but if they have to deduct TDS deductor ka registration is a separate registration. Next, then it says, sir, TDS will be deducted always on the value. Sir, TDS on the value minus the GST amount, that is deduct TDS on 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh rupees pay 1% CGST, 1% SGST or 2% IGST. For an example, supplies from other state, he will go ahead and charge IGST in the invoice. That time on the value you have to deduct 2% IGST. If the supplier has gone ahead and charged CGST and SGST on the invoice, then on the value 1% CGST, 1% SGST shall be deducted. And hence you will go ahead and see 6,000 rupees has to be deducted. Now listen to me very carefully. Government department 3 lakh rupees say they will go ahead. See, this 3 lakh rupees say 6,000 they will deduct 2,94,000 plus the GST amount 3,48,000. The government department will go ahead and transfer to the supplier. The supplier will say, where is my remaining amount? Government department will go ahead and say, this 6,000 rupees remaining, we are going ahead and paying it to the government. Government department goes ahead and pays to the government. Basically, TDS deductor goes ahead and pays it to the government. He will go ahead and file one return GSTR 7 by the 10th of the next month. And now, what government will do, once you go ahead and file your return, government will go ahead and show this 6,000 to this supplier in his online ledger. Online it will be showing and he will be able to validate, okay, 6,000 rupees is correct, and the amount will be credited to his e-cash ledger after he validates his. Now 6,000 rupees he can go ahead and claim a refund also. Done, sir. Point is clear. Next, sir, government department online, the TDS certificate also will be provided by the common portal only. TDS certificate shall be made available to the deductee on the common portal in GSTR 7 on the basis of the return. So when the deductor files the return, this person can also go online and check his online certificates which are there. There he will be able to see the TDS certificate also. Done, sir. Point is clear. Sir, if you don't go ahead and deposit, fail to deposit, late deposit, you have to pay along with interest. Okay, sir. Failure to furnish return. See, depositing late, interest. Return late, you have to go ahead and pay late fee of rupees 100 per day or up to a maximum of 5,000 rupees. Listen to me very carefully now. Now, when you go ahead and read your returns ka chapter, in returns ka chapter, I will be showing you that GSTR 7 return which was to be filed by a TDS deductor, the late fee has been reduced now. It is 25 rupees every day during which the failure continues, or rupees, maximum is rupees 1,000, and hence I want you guys to make this change over here, that late fee now for TDS deductor is rupees 25 per day or up to a maximum of 1,000 rupees. Similar amount is payable under the SGST Act also. Done, sir. We will remember. Please make this change in your chart book, whichever chart book you have, that late fee now for the TDS deductor, which is GSTR 7 ka late fee, is now rupees 25 per day up to a maximum of rupees 1,000, and rupees 25 under SGST Act also up to a maximum of 1,000. Done, sir. Now, Sir, if I have not gone ahead and default in deduction of payment, if you defaulted, see, late fee also will come. Plus, if you don't go ahead and pay it at all, then they are going ahead and telling we will do recovery under section number 73 and 74, tax, interest, penalty, 10,000 rupees or the TDS amount, whichever is higher. You have to go ahead and pay penalty, sir. They are telling we will first of all do recovery, demand order will be given. Secondly, we will also levy a penalty 10,000 or the TDS amount, whichever is higher. Done, sir. Deduction. When do you have to go ahead and deduct? Payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Deduction also on advances, whether it is supply of goods or service. If you receive advance, advance pay also. If you are paying the advance, then also you are required to deduct TDS. Now, one point which is important over here. For an example, I have a contract with the government department. Contract value is 3 lakh rupees, but individual invoices is only 5,000, 10,000 rupees. They are going ahead and telling, in case of supply under a contract, check for total contract value. If the value is greater than 2.5 lakh rupees, then TDS, now every single invoice value shall not matter. You have to go ahead and deduct TDS on every amount which is there. Sir, if value of contract is more than 2.5 lakh rupees, for an example, government department has a contract with you, value is 3 lakh rupees. Now, if the contract value is more than 2.5 lakh rupees, individual invoices will not matter because the contract value is more than 2.5 lakh rupees. Every amount which the government department is paying you, they will go ahead and deduct TDS on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. So always see the contract value for determining TDS or no TDS, but deduct on invoice amount only. Done, sir. Whenever I am going ahead and making the payment of the invoice amount, then I will go ahead and deduct. Done, sir. Let's go ahead. Now, this is also something which is very important. They go ahead and ask practical questions. Remember always, no TDS in the following cases. Supplier and place of supply in different state from the recipient. For an example, over here, I am in the state of Karnataka. Recipient is in the state of Tamil Nadu. If, yeah, everyone over here, you have to write if place of supply. The word is missing, if place of supply. Write the word if place of supply. If place of supply is in the state of Karnataka only. For an example, Tamil Nadu government department ka one building is there in the state of Karnataka. I have gone ahead and done some work relating to the building. Then I will go ahead and give them an invoice. When I go ahead and give them an invoice, because supply is in Karnataka, place of supply is in Karnataka, I will supposingly charge them 3 lakh rupees I have charged. Then I will charge CGST and Karnataka SGST because the supplier and the place of supply are in the same state. In this scenario, the recipient will not go ahead and deduct any TDS because supplier and place of supply are in one state, recipient is in other state. Then remember, these two are in one state together and recipient is in other state. Then, sir, no TDS. You can write over here, no TDS, no TDS. Sir, if supplier is in one state, okay, if supplier is in one state, place of supply is in Tamil Nadu only. Place of supply is in Tamil Nadu only. That time, Baba, TDS will come. Okay, sir. Point is clear. TDS at the rate 2% will be deducted by the recipient. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Always remember one thing: supplier and place of supply in the same state, then and recipient is in another state, then no TDS. Supplier in one state, recipient in another state, and place of supply also in that state, then in that scenario, TDS will be deducted. Done, sir. Point is clear. Please write down no TDS here and write down TDS at the rate 12% over here. Done, sir. Point is clear. Now, if transaction is out of scope, I have gone ahead and supplied some goods, services or etc. Sir, which is falling under schedule 3. Transaction where there is no GST only, TDS also will not be done. Next, sir, transaction is nil rated, wholly exempt, non-taxable supply. In that scenario also TDS will not be done. Transaction on which tax is payable under reverse charge, government department only has to pay under reverse charge. In that scenario, TDS will not be done. Payment made to unregistered supplier. Sir, whenever supply is unregistered, if the government department goes ahead and deducts TDS, how will I get the credit? Because I am unregistered. In that scenario, they will not go ahead and deduct any TDS. Sir, no TDS when payment relates to tax invoice before 1/10/2018 because TDS provisions only were effective from 1/10/2018. If invoice is raised before 1/10/2018, then no TDS. No TDS on advances before 1/10/2018, but invoice on or after 1/10/2018 to the extent of such advances paid before 1/10/2018. So, sir, government department went ahead and paid you some advance before 1/10/2018. Might be invoices later, but because the advance was paid before 1/10/2018, that advance related, they would not have gone ahead and done the TDS. Not required. No problem. Done, sir. Point is clear. Remember for your exam, number one, this TDS may late fee has been reduced. This I want you guys to remember. Secondly, sir, always remember they will show you in the exam contract value. They will show you invoice amount. Sir, if the contract value is greater than 2.5 lakh, now whenever every invoice related payment is done, TDS will be deducted. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Who are the people who are required to deduct TDS? Who are the people who are not required to deduct TDS? No TDS when? Please be careful about it. Done, sir. And always remember, TDS should always be on the value. TDS should not be on the GST amount. Here we are done with a short and sweet chapter, B graded chapter, either out of TDS or TCS chapter. They will go ahead and ask you a short question. Here I will go ahead and close my chapter of TDS.